having a morning journaling practice, but often, first thing, when I come to my journal, I don't always know what to write. The blank page just stares at me. So this is when my oracle cards come into their own. Having a daily oracle practice really helps me with my journaling practice. By pulling cards every morning, I always have endless messages and things to write about in my journal. So today I've pulled out a questions deck. You can find this on my website. This is perfect, again, when you turn up to your morning practice and you don't really know what question to even ask. Sometimes things are just bobbing along and they're doing quite well, so there's not a specific situation or issue that you need to overcome. When this happens, I love using the questions deck just to pull out 3 questions at random to see what comes up. This is a great way to get some new guidance that otherwise you may not have thought to ask for. So today I've pulled some cards from my tarot version of my oracle deck, which is here, and the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid, which is a really beautiful deck. So I've pulled 2 cards for each question, which always gives me a slightly deeper message. So let's dive straight in. So here's our first question. How is the work that I'm doing linked to the greater whole? So feel free to pull along, grab your own deck, and you can pull cards for yourself at the same time. So let's see what these cards say. Here we have truth and trust. Drop the illusion, seek your inner truth. Speak your inner truth, be your inner truth, and trust that the universe is always guiding, protecting, and providing. And chop wood. This is all about getting rid of the dead wood, the things that no longer serve. So this makes a lot of sense to me right now in my own journey, because how is the work that I'm doing linked to the greater whole? If we think back to this question, that's something I have been asking myself over the previous few months. And I have changed the way that I work accordingly, because I'm trying to align with my truth. I'm trying to trust the guidance that comes, and I'm trying to seek my truth in a more passionate and aligned way. And this really shows me that by seeking my truth, I am helping the greater whole. So as a collective here on earth, the more I seek my truth, the more I'm healing the collective. And this is true for all of us. So again, chop wood, this is reminding me then to not get distracted by things I feel I should be doing, or previous paths, or previous business ideas that maybe, may have worked out, but they just don't feel aligned, they don't feel truthful to me. And it's just trusting that process. So trusting that actually my truth is leading me in the right direction, and in doing so it is helping the greater whole. So let's move on to our second question. What underlying issue is stopping me from moving forwards? So this is a great question to ask about blocks. So maybe ask where you actually have some blocks at the moment. So let's see what cards we have. Ooh, Sacred Wild Soul. There is magic all around us if we only choose to see it. Are you choosing to see the magic? Pay attention. Also, this is almost pulling me up on the fact that maybe you're not always seeing the magic all around you. Okay, are you seeing things from a lack perspective or a positive perspective? And this here, look, the underlying issue that is stopping me from moving forwards. Maybe by focusing on lack, you're actually putting blocks in your way, and you're stopping yourself from seeking your truth here. So maybe that's been a stumbling block all along. You know what your truth is, but you've struggled to pursue it because of this lack mindset, and you feel like not that you're taking the wrong route, but maybe you're trying to, maybe from a money perspective, you're trying to take the logical route that's going to pay the bills or something like that. So it's interesting to see. So what underlying issue is stopping me from moving forwards? So are you seeing the magic all around you? and blessed. Again, these two paired together are beautiful and a very strong message. You need to remember that you're blessed. You are blessed. Okay, are you seeing the magic all around you? Are you paying attention and seeing the good in things, the beauty all around you, the positive aspects? So don't focus on the lack, focus on the positive. And gratitude is linked into this as well, feeling blessed and being grateful. And then lastly, what is the greatest lesson that I am currently learning? So again, very interesting as we dive into this. What's the greatest lesson that I am currently learning? And what do the cards say? Ooh, abundance and imagine. So, a sense of accomplishment. You are in the flow of abundance. Can you feel the excitement within? It's time to celebrate life. So this is what we're learning to tap into, is this abundant mindset and imagine. So if you can imagine it, you can create it. This is about not only imagining what is possible for you, but actually going after it as well. And so these are really linked, like hand in hand, because by following the inspired action, we become part of the flow. We tap into the flow of abundance. And here in the flow of abundance, usually this is exactly, coming back to this, linked to our truth. So by following your truth, your inner guidance system, you will be naturally guided into the flow of abundance, into the stream of abundance. So let yourself imagine the possibilities. Let yourself create the life that you've always dreamed of. Maybe there's part of you that's always thought, no, that's pie in the sky, that will never happen for me. Now's the time to imagine it, co-create it, manifest it, and go for it. So here's some beautiful cards. And now we have a lot of ideas, a lot of themes, and a lot of messages here that we can write about in our journal. So let's grab our journals and let's dive in. So as I open my journal here to the next fresh blank page, I'm also pulling out some stickers and photographs as well. So I'm just finding things that I can decorate the page with as well, first of all, because we know we've got our 3 questions that we want to lay down. So I'm trying to think about how I'm going to lay them out across this double page spread in 3 kind of sections. So I'm using these images almost to help me to think about, I'm going to have 1 question at the top, 1 through the middle and 1 through the bottom. So I'm also pulling out all of these stickers as well. And then I'm going to decorate the page around the writing. So here's the first question, and I'm just adding it in at the top, just writing it in my fine line pen. And then I'm going to lay some stickers and some of these photos around the words as well. And just playing around here, just trying to figure out what I like, what looks pretty, what's going to fit where. So I feel like the best thing is to do here is to add in all the questions. So that's what I'm doing first of all. And then I can work out my overall layout around that. So just adding in my third and final question here at the bottom. And you'll notice that all the stickers that I've got as well are printable stickers, so they are available on my website as part of the beautiful journaling bundle. And the thing I love about printable stickers is you can print them over and over again. I just have printer sticker sheets, that's what I'm trying to say, sticker sheets for my printer, and so I can just print them out as many times as I like, cut them out with some scissors, and then stick them straight into my journal. So here I'm just adding in some feathers as well that I've glued down, and then sticking in these little bubbles. I love the idea of using these little bubbles of colour to almost summarise the question or the meaning. So obviously we've done our card pulls, we've got our messages, so I'm just going to put the summary in the little bubbles, so when I in future turn back to this page, it's quick and easy reference. I can see what the message was that the cards were trying to get across to me. But at the same time, I've also got the space in between each question where I can really dive deep and write in full about the message that came through. So again, I'm just playing around with the layout. I think I'm pretty happy with how it looks, so just sticking everything down. And then I'm going back in with my fine line pen. I'm not the best at calligraphy, so this is how I always do my letters. I just write them out first of all in rough in a pen, and then I go over the top of them to thicken up the lines and make it look more like a calligraphy font. So now that I've finished that, I'm ready to actually start writing in all of the messages. So already the page looks like it's been transformed. I love the use of colour as well, so pulling different colours together from the stickers and the photos. So this is the first question and the message about the truth and trust, and just doing the daily work and keeping focused. So that's what I'm writing about here. And then in the little bubble I just wrote truth and trust, daily work. So again, it's just a quick and easy reference, and if I want to in future really reread what I've been doing or working on, or the message that was coming through, then I can then reread all of my writing. So there we are, I'm just working through the last question there. Again, I pull out my cards each time just to remind me, and sometimes even more things come up. So you can do your initial reading, but often as you start to write about it, other things will pop into your head as well, so you can expand upon the reading, and definitely use it to reflect on where you are in your life right now and how it's affecting you. So lastly, I'm just adding in some doodles just to fill out any empty spaces, and it helps as well to pull everything together. And that's my final journal page. So I feel like I've really made a meaningful piece of writing, because it's not always easy to write something every single day in your journal if you're not sure what to write about. So this is why I love using oracle cards. And if you want to dive in, here's the questions. If you want to pull your own cards and do your own messages, here's the questions for you. This will also be available on my Patreon page for all of my patrons to download and print off. Anyway, I hope this has inspired your own journaling practice. I hope you give it a go to try using oracle cards as a meaningful way of creating writing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!